Hey everyone, it's me Megs, and I am back with another video, and I'm really excited about this video because it's all about how do you start your hair journey? How do you start a regimen? Where do I begin? Because I've been there before and I've recently been back there before. I originally started my very first relaxed hair journey back in 2008, and I am so grateful for the hair care forums that I had access to back then. Keep It Simple Sista, Hairlicious, Long Hair Care Forum, and many others. So if you know, comment in the comment section if you are an OG too from back in the day. Those forums were really helpful for me because at the time I was so overwhelmed with information and just confused on where to start when it comes to understanding my hair and how to improve the health of it. So I'm here to talk about where do you begin when it comes to a hair journey and creating a regimen? Where do you begin? And so the things that I'm going to talk about, I noticed have been a consistent thing with a lot of different people when it comes to especially a relaxed hair journey. So I created some lists here basically reflecting off of my new hair journey that I just started back in 2019 when I returned back to relaxing my hair. So to break it all down to make it easier, if you are someone who's trying to start a regimen, this is what you're going to need. And this is what you're going to need to know. So I have my notes here. So these are my hair journey basics on just the basic starters, like a starter kit. So what you're going to need is a clarifying shampoo. And what is clarifying? And why do I need a clarifying shampoo? I suggest that you use a clarifying shampoo once to twice a month to rid your hair of any product buildup. Because once you start your hair journey, you're going to be using a lot of different products and a lot of products often. So you want a clarifying shampoo to rid your hair and scalp of product buildup, okay? Because you do not want product buildup on your hair, because having product buildup on your hair is kind of like suffocating your hair. I don't care what anybody says, dirt doesn't make your hair grow. I know I used to believe that back in the day, but in my opinion, in my experience, having a dirty scalp and dirty hair never worked well for me. So that's when a clarifying shampoo comes in. A clarifying shampoo just really gets in your hair and deep cleanses away the product buildup from your hair and scalp. And it's super important. So get a clarifying shampoo. It could be any one of your choice. And also, the clarifying shampoo would be used once to twice a month. But then again, everybody's hair needs are different, so you can kind of adjust that how you see fit. Next, a moisturizing shampoo. And I actually use a moisturizing shampoo weekly. So I am shampooing my hair once a week. Yes, once a week. Not once every 2 weeks, not once every 3 weeks. Once a week, I use a moisturizing shampoo on my hair for my weekly regimen, okay? And why is that important to use a moisturizing shampoo? Because you do not want to strip your hair of all the nice natural oils and all the goodness that you're doing to it on a weekly basis. And that could be any moisturizing shampoo of your choice. And I tell you, when you start using a specific moisturizing shampoo during the week, it's going to help out. It's going to work. It's going to work out. And you're also going to need conditioner. I feel like conditioner when it comes to a hair journey is probably one of the most important when it comes to retaining length, retaining thickness, and overall health of your hair. Conditioning. And I say starting out, just deep condition once a week starting out. That's what I did, and my hair totally transformed. But when it comes to deep conditioning, you're going to need a few different kinds. And this may be overwhelming for some, but once you actually figure out your routine, it becomes so easy. So one, you're going to need a protein-based conditioner that you use once to twice a month. It all depends on your regimen and what your hair needs. I like to use a protein once to twice a month to strengthen up my hair because I am on the grow out phase of my bob right now. So I need to make sure that my hair stays nice and strong. So I use a protein-based conditioner once a month. Also, you'll need a moisturizing conditioner, and I actually use that weekly also. And you'll need a light protein conditioner. Me personally, I like to alternate between protein, light protein, and moisturizing conditioners. I tend to alternate those conditioners depending on what my hair needs at the time and my routine schedule. And you're also going to need a leave-in conditioner of your choice. Using a leave-in conditioner on every wash day has helped me out tremendously. When I started doing that in 2008, everything really transformed. Having a leave-in conditioner is kind of like, in my opinion, like a primer or like a base for your hair. When it comes to styling, it helps prevent breakage, it helps you retain length, and you'll just notice a great difference when your hair when you have a good leave-in conditioner. And I use a leave-in conditioner anytime my hair touches water. Okay, anytime my hair touches water, I'm putting a leave-in conditioner in my hair. I use a leave-in conditioner no matter if I'm air drying my hair or if I'm doing a heat pass. And I'll get into heat passes a little bit later. You're gonna need a moisturizer that you like to use daily. I actually use a good moisturizer on a daily basis, and I noticed that my hair has totally transformed with using a moisturizer daily. It helps prevent breakage and absolutely helps you retain length because you do not want your hair to get dry. That is the biggest thing. I feel like conditioning and having a good moisturizer when it comes to your hair journey really is the game changer in my opinion, at least for me in my experience. So you can figure out whatever moisturizer you like using. I like using a water-based moisturizer because that's what my hair likes and that's what my hair needs. So I actually moisturize my hair every day or every other day. And so with having a moisturizer that you like using, you're going to need to seal, right? Now it all depends on your hair type and what you need, but pretty much the basics, everybody uses a moisturizer, right? And so what I like to seal my moisturizer with when it comes to moisturizing and sealing is a carrier oil. That could be coconut oil, olive oil. I like to use argan oil in the winter months, and jojoba oil I like using. So basically you want to have an oil that you like to seal in that moisture to keep all that juicy goodness with your hair. And I noticed adding that extra step of sealing my hair keeps the moisture there, and it helps me really retain length and avoid breakage. When I tell you moisturizing and having a good moisturizer that you like really changes the game. Now about co-washing. Starting out, I remember in 2008 I did not co-wash starting out. I just made sure that I washed and deep conditioned weekly. But you can add a co-wash midweek to kind of like refresh your hair, especially if you are someone who has dry hair. So it all depends on your regimen and what your hair needs. I feel like this is optional, especially when starting out, in my opinion. But co-washing really helps add that moisture back to your hair, especially if it's dry and you work out like myself. I work out and I like to co-wash my hair midweek to get rid of all that sweat and yuckiness in my scalp because I cannot have an irritated scalp when it comes to my hair care, and co-washing has helped out tremendously. Another thing that I highly suggest, and I know this might be silly and some people might be like, why are you telling us this? Like, we all should know this by now, but you would be surprised that some people may not know based off of some of the questions and emails that I do get. Get you a nice silk or satin scarf. I suggest scarves because I just feel like I'm able to place the scarf more secure than a bonnet because a bonnet just moves around. And for me, in my experience, bonnets have caused me breakage, especially around the hairline and around the nape, and especially this area because my hair is rubbing. So I personally like to use a satin or silk scarf to tie my hair up so it won't move, and it's nice and neat when I wake up. And the way I tie it, it doesn't come off during the nighttime. So that's up to you to figure out what you need as far as when it comes to covering your hair at night. I highly suggest you do that. Don't sleep in your wigs. Take those bad boys off, especially if you're trying to start a hair care journey, okay? Also, when it comes to starting a hair journey, you're going to be doing protective styles. That could be whatever you choose and whatever works for you. Like I said, everybody's hair is different and everybody's lifestyle is different. So you would have to definitely figure out what works for you. Say, for example, you may not be able to co-wash during the week, but just making sure that you shampoo and deep condition on a weekly basis and making sure that your hair stays moisturized and avoiding excessive use of heat. I tend to limit my heat use to only once a month if I choose to use that heat pass. But I notice when it comes to starting a hair routine, limiting your heat use will really help out. Like your hair will thank you for limiting the heat use. You don't need to put a flat iron to your hair every day. Your hair is gonna fry. You don't need to do that, okay? So limiting that use to once a month really helps and gives me something to look forward to once a month if I do decide to use that heat pass. And the heat pass for me just allows me to see my progress, you know? So that's why I really, really love limiting my heat use to once a month, because when I flat iron my hair, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at me, like things are going well. And lastly, before I go, when it comes to a hair journey, try to retouch your hair if possible, minimum to every 8 weeks. Okay, don't do every 4 weeks. Try not to do every 6 weeks. I would highly suggest every 8 weeks. For me, that's the minimum because you have enough new growth to retouch. So if you're retouching your hair with a relaxer, anything sooner than that, you can run the possibility of overlapping and over processing your relaxer. So those are the basics, in my opinion, when it comes to starting a hair journey. Like, if you had questions on where do I begin and what do I need to do, I feel like this video would be helpful for you. And I'll also have in the description below all of the information that I discussed in this video. If you just want a quick rundown of a basic hair journey routine that you're looking for. Again, you do not have to take everything that I say word for word. I'm just here sharing what has worked really well for me and what I've noticed a lot of other people are doing on their relaxed hair journey and their natural hair journey. It's been pretty consistent as far as what I've viewed other people doing, okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.